Boys and girls, welcome back to Inside the War Room. What's that over there in the distance? Is that an island?
It is.
Is this Inbox Island?
Oh my gosh, it is.
Oh my gosh. This is where we take the viewers' questions and answer them on air. And if you want a question featured in the next video, leave it down in that comment section down below. But not just this video, all of them. We check all the comments looking for your best questions.
Amen.
Tommy.
Guess what? We got a whole lot of comments.
Whole lot of comments, dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sort through a couple of them. What?
What?
Yes.
What?
What?
Okay, I can talk. Let's go to question number 1 from Michael.
Wow.
What?
Who is better, Tyreek Hill or Davante Adams?
Ooh.
Dang, dude.
I'm
going to go Tyreek Hill for me.
Davante Adams.
Dang. I think Tyreek Hill man.
I think Davante Adams is the best receiver in the NFL, and it's not even close.
Really?
Personally.
See, I feel like Tyreek Hill has better weapons on offense to surround him, so that's less off his shoulders.
It's true.
I also think Tyreek Hill can be on any team, and he would do spectacular.
Let's be real here. These are easily top 5
Mm-hmm.
wide receivers in the league.
I'm trying to think if there would be somebody in between. Like, is there somebody else that would be up there on that? Like, you have Hopkins, obviously.
I'd say Hopkins is a pretty freaking good one.
Oh, man. I think those are probably my 1 and 2 for sure.
Michael Thomas was arguably
not anymore.
up there, but not anymore.
He ain't even my top 10 anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
He
he's not even playing.
Up. Yeah.
So,
I just think, like, not to knock Tyreek Hill at all.
Yeah.
This dude is so special. I mean, nobody can do what he can do.
Yeah.
But Davante Adams,
especially at his size as well in the NFL.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But Tyreek Hill, he's just, his speed. I mean, he spins people around, man.
Right.
You can always just count on him to go deep and make a play.
Another one that should be up there, I mentioned Stephon Diggs, too.
Yeah. I
he's
didn't think
definitely up and
him.
rising, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
He'd probably be my number 3 behind him. I don't know.
Really?
I just think Davante Adams, his route running, the way that he connects with Rodgers. I mean, all 3 of those guys, really good quarterbacks.
Wow. Yeah.
Still,
for sure.
Still liking freaking Tyler Lockett, man.
Tyler Lockett.
I can't put him up there. Yeah. Not with those guys.
I'm not saying he's like better than them, but I think he's up and coming.
He's good.
I like him.
Yeah. So all right. So 2 for Adams, 1 for Tyreek Hill.
Thank you for your question.
We're gonna go ahead on to Blazin Phoenix 47.
Blazin.
He's in the Squadzilla comments all the time. I
Blaze
appreciate
up,
you.
baby.
Nice,
Thank you.
Blaze up. Just
Yeah.
kidding. Don't do that, kids. Okay. Who is your biggest dark horse playoff contender?
Ooh.
So I guess it's a team really people aren't thinking of too much to be able to do some damage.
Right
I'm assuming
now-
it's somebody you think can maybe win a playoff game.
Yeah. Right now, I think I got to go with the Colts. The Colts should not be 0-2, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They face some really good teams right off rip. And again, with their division, like Texans are in first place in their division right now.
So weird
That's
to say.
not going to be that way at the end of the season. It's going to be a battle
I hope
between them
not.
and the Titans, and they got to face them twice. So I feel like the Colts could make it.
I kind of like the Giants right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of middle of the pack. They're 16th in passing, 17th in receiving,
Yeah.
19th in first downs, 15th in rushing, and 22nd in points. But I don't know, Daniel Jones, he impresses me a lot with his legs.
Do you think they can win that division?
Because
I can't see
possible.
2 teams from that division making the playoffs.
No, whoever
right?
wins the division
It's
is
a lot closer this season, obviously, than it was last season.
Yeah.
Like the Eagles, arguably, could be pretty decent this year. The Cowboys could be pretty
The
decent.
teams
this
are getting
year.
a little bit better.
Yeah,
It's not as much of a
they could beat the
disgrace.
Eagles, Washington. They could beat Dallas.
Yeah,
I
okay,
like
so
them.
if they did win that division, they would at least have a home playoff game versus one of those other teams, even though one of the other teams in the NFC is going to be really good. That's the one
They
issue.
got some offensive weapons. I kind of like what I see from them.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. I have not been impressed with week 1 or week 2. They started so sloppy in week 2. Luckily, they found a way to turn it around, which I'm shocked that they did. It was a miracle that they won that game, to be honest. I think they figured it out. They're a good playoff team that I feel like can pick up some wins in the playoffs. So, I wouldn't be too
Derrick
upset.
Henry,
yet.
man. They could do anything.
Exactly.
They got the history to back it up,
Exactly. Okay. This is kind of a question for Joe and myself. You could chime in if you want to. Do you think Melvin Ingram will be better than Bud Dupree? This is from Tim Kendrick.
Ooh.
I'm going to say no, just because Melvin Ingram, he's a lot older. He's been good
He's been very
for
good.
us right now. He's definitely pressures the quarterback, but I can't say he's going to be better than Bud Dupree would have been this year.
Let me say this. I don't think that he has to be better than Bud Dupree.
No, we have enough weapons on defense. Yeah, he doesn't have to be.
He doesn't even need to
better.
be on the field all the time, to be quite honest.
That's what, like us losing Bud Dupree, I don't think was that big of a hit. Initially, I did.
Devin Bush was a bigger hit, in my opinion, than Bud.
Yeah.
But whenever the combo of both of them went
But then
down
we
last
signed
year,
people
it's
in the
weird.
off season, so
Right. Because Alex Highsmith is there too, and he rushes in and he does well too. So I think anybody that's on the other side of TJ Watt, who everybody's focusing on, is going to do good.
well.
And no, I think he has really, Melvin Ingram has really impressed me. I don't think he's as good of a player as Bud Dupree, but he's kind of close. And obviously he's older, so who knows how many years that he has left. But
yeah, no, but it's a good pickup in my opinion for
sure.
Pittsburgh, no doubt.
Thank you for your question.
Okay, I guess this one already happened. It's from Sam B. Should Justin Fields or Andy Dalton get the starting job? Well, we've seen Justin Fields come in. Does everybody like Justin Fields better?
I haven't seen enough yet from
I
Justin
haven't seen
Fields.
enough. He looks promising. He
I mean,
doesn't really.
Andy Dalton, he's not the answer. He doesn't look great.
Here's the thing. If the Bears want to win now, I'd say the best bet is to play Justin Fields. But if they kind of wanted to make sure Justin Fields has it all down, play Andy. Just take a loss this year, unfortunately. Kind of build your team. Give him some confidence and then go forward. But if they're like, hey, I want to win right now, your best option is Justin Fields.
Breaking news, Pittsburgh Steelers just signed Taco Charlton.
What?
Live on air.
Taco Charleston?
Big facts.
Who
What
is that?
position?
He's an end, I believe. An edge rusher, something like
Wow.
that. I think. I don't know. Didn't do too much research into it, but
What
you're
an-
seeing it here live in the
All right,
trenches.
Take a look at that later.
Finnegan Corwitz. Which draft pick will be a bust and which one will be good?
Oh. I mean,
How about can we think of somebody that won't be that's not a quarterback? Because we talked a lot about quarterbacks.
I'd say Zach Wilson we'd have to probably go with right now just based on what he did. It's not a quarterback.
I'm gonna
Dang. Man, do I? So that could be a bust. I hate to say it, but Najee Harris, the way the season's starting out and the way that offensive line is, I'm not saying he's not talented, but he didn't look that fast to me. He can't break off too easy. I mean, again, the offensive line is not helping him at all.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him, but
This is so tough, too, because it's like we have 2 games to work with in their careers as professionals.
it's hard to
right?
tell right now.
Like-
but based on what I've seen,
Yeah.
like a lot of these rookies haven't even had a full starting chance
Yeah,
yet.
I know.
sure.
I know.
And like I said, these rookies, they need time to grow. They need to learn the offense. They need to learn the defense if they're a defensive player. Like, honestly, if you're going to throw Najee Harris under there, I could throw Kyle Pitts under there.
Yeah,
he didn't
you
do
could.
anything in week number 1. He
Yep.
picked up the slack in week number 2. But again, if we're talking about how he could be the best tight end in the league possibly in the future,
Yeah.
is he going to live up to the hype? I don't know.
It's just Najee being the
But-
first running back selected,
Yeah.
first round for the Steelers pick.
Yeah,
It's
that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to throw those rookies.
Again,
under the bus
it's
like
not
that.
saying he's trash or he's going to be a bust long term. I'm just saying right now, the
That's-
offensive line is not helping him. We're last in the league in rushing right now.
Yeah.
So,
Ask that again at the end of the year.
yeah.
A good one that I want to point out real quick. I want to throw Rondale Moore's name under there because number one, not only is he in a great offense next year, whenever more than likely Larry Fitzgerald will be gone, AJ Green might not be there. He's going to be a number 3 receiver at worst.
Can he do it?
With Kyler Murray, and he's going to be able to build with Kyler Murray throughout his entire career. So I kind of really like him a lot.
I mean, Jamar Chase is another one. I mean, bad preseason, but he's showing up in the regular season so far. I think he could be their number 1 weapon in the future here.
Speaking of the Cardinals, we have a Inbox Island question from Kyler Murray's burner.
Nuh-uh, it's his burner account.
It's actually him.
Burner.
Thanks for watching, dude. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you for your question.
Who are the 3 NFC wildcard teams? Now, obviously, every team's going to be playing in the wild card except for the one that has the first round bye. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the final 3 teams to make it in.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a list myself here. I'll just kind of mention it off.
Good.
49ers are number 1. I think they're going to slip in, and they're going to be a wild card team.
It's kind of like, I feel like the whole NFC West,
That's
which is
on-
kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
At
we're thinking of
least
the lower
There's
tier.
got to be 2 teams that make it in.
oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously the winner, and then there's got to be a wild card, no doubt.
I
Right.
think 2 of the wild cards are going to be NFC West.
I
teams.
Like,
agree with
would you
that.
put the Panthers in there?
No.
Probably. You,
Dang, right now,
no
yeah.
playoffs for the Panthers?
I would.
It's hard to not to
I
right
would.
now.
Yep.
I just, like I said, maybe it's just because I've seen it in the past, but I just don't believe in them.
All they would have
Obviously,
to
it's new
do you
offense
think they could beat out the Saints?
Yeah, I do.
with Jameis, yeah.
Now that doesn't guarantee that they'll make it into the wild card.
Yeah.
But and then I mean another team I am gonna say the Cardinals also because I don't think they're gonna win that division.
Who do you think's going to win? The Rams?
The Rams.
The Rams and I
Seattle
still
out then.
lean Seattle
I think
over the
Seattle's
Cardinals
gonna be
maybe
out. I
like
do.
long
See,
term.
I would put, with all the injuries now, Seattle over the 49ers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Man, that's That's not a bad shout. I don't disagree with that, actually.
Like that.
I want to see them play against each other.
I do too. Well, they'll do it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously only one team from the NFC East is probably going to make it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Packers also.
Well, they're going to win
They're
their
going to win
division.
the division.
Yeah, that's true.
Bears?
Most likely. Yeah, they're going to win
Vikings?
the division.
No.
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, Panthers, Cardinals, maybe Seahawks, 49ers. Those are probably the three teams. That's such a good list compared to the AFC.
Oh,
Let's not even get into
yeah.
that. It's a disgrace to even look at, to be quite honest. All right. From Jackson Morgan, what's up with all the injuries this year, especially the variety of injuries?
It's like, I feel like every year, though, there's like a focus on position when it comes to injuries. Remember that one year all the QBs were getting hurt?
Yeah.
Like,
I pretty
all
much
of
happened in
them?
week 2 almost, but
I know. But this, I mean, the running backs
I know.
is crazy this year. Between the 49ers, Ravens.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it's not even that we could blame, like, the whole COVID situation, because you
Nah.
would have thought that would have been last year with like,
Nah.
people not being able to practice as much. Everything's
Mhm.
kind of back to normal for the most part. So, I don't know. It might just be crappy luck, to be honest.
There's
I mean,
people that are getting injured. I don't even know they're injured. I didn't even know
Yeah.
Joe Hayden and Devin Bush weren't playing.
Yeah.
Right, we
in
figured
this
out
past
right
game.
before
I
the
had
game
no idea.
started.
I was
I'm
like,
like,
why
what
aren't
the
they
heck?
on the field? And then I looked it up. And I was
That's
like,
huge
wow.
news, too.
Yeah,
That's
I
for
know. I couldn't believe that.
sure.
Man, I don't know. I think another thing, just more injuries happen earlier in the season
For
just
sure.
because they haven't played that full game.
Mhm.
Like, once they get adapted to playing the full game,
Just like just having that extra game now
yeah, man.
affect these teams and
Well,
going into the playoffs.
for sure.
Exactly.
And that's what they say too. It's like later on down the line, like the teams that could stay healthy all season, the teams that are going to make it to the playoffs because
Mhm.
they have the full roster there. Like all these teams, they're professional teams.
Mhm.
Like let's not get this wrong. You know, if you have all these injuries like the 49ers did, that could push them out of the playoffs.
That's the one thing of that NFC West
Mhm.
is, man, they're all such good teams that it's going to be a battle between them.
That's because they beat the heck out of each other
Yeah,
all
could
season
they all
long.
stay healthy, all
Yeah.
those teams throughout the
Mhm.
season?
Let's move on to Logan's question.
Oh, I didn't know I asked. him.
You didn't. Logan Elliott, actually. He says,
Zeke?
this is one of my favorite questions of the week.
Ooh.
Which team do you think will fire their head coach first?
There's a few out
I
there.
think my number one is Mike Zimmer for the Vikings.
I agree.
He's been the coach since 2014.
Yeah.
For a while, and they haven't got the job done.
They had the Minneapolis Miracle, but
yeah, that
besides
is a really
that,
good one.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't think. I think they might move on.
It's kind of weird because like all the really bad teams seem to have signed a new coach.
Yeah,
It's not to say that they would get rid of him.
Yeah.
But you got to at least let them play out through the whole season. Like a lot of these
Yeah.
guys are like
Mhm.
big names too. You see the
For sure.
Jaguars with Meyer,
yeah.
the Jets with Robert Saleh. Like
See,
they're
I
not
could-
just gonna let them go after 1 year.
I could see like the whole Urban Meyer thing just falling apart. Like there's already rumors
Could.
that there's like disaster in Jacksonville. Like he's switching up the game plan. He doesn't really know what he's doing. So like I
Mhm.
could see them almost kind of like mutually parting ways.
Man.
But that contract is so huge for Urban
Mhm.
Meyer. He's
Exactly.
not gonna want to get out of that.
Right. I'm gonna throw out Matt Nagy's name. If
Yeah.
the Bears don't do good this year, they snuck into the playoffs last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's always been talk of them getting a new head coach
Well,
and
yeah,
needing
I
a
think
new
it all
head coach.
relies on Justin Fields and how good he could do this season.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why I think they might not fire him this season is to give him a full year with Justin,
Yeah.
just to see kind of how it goes and then go from there.
yeah.
But you are right. I
But
mean,
say Justin's in now and it fails this season, is that enough to
If-
let him go?
if he plays throughout, I say yes.
Mm-hmm. And then imagine the scenario where the Packers are just like, "Hey, Aaron Rodgers, what's it going to take for us to keep you in?" And he says, "Fire LaFleur, get him out of here." Would they keep LaFleur? Would they keep Rodgers?
I think they would
Okay.
get rid of Rodgers.
Probably.
Honestly, I
Probably.
think so.
Rodgers has the Packers in his back
I know,
pocket right
it's-
now, but
Mhm.
I'm convinced that Rodgers wants out of Green Bay, not necessarily Rodgers wants, LaFleur out
Mhm.
of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Let us know. Is there a coach we missed? There's probably a bad team that has a coach that could probably
Yeah.
get fired. Those are just some interesting ones I wanted to talk about. But
Thank you for your question.
we have Gabe Vids up
Gabe
next.
Vids.
He says, "Do the Bengals have a chance of the playoffs?"
Unfortunately,
Man,
not this
no,
season.
that division between the Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers,
Yeah.
not this season.
Now, we did say that the AFC obviously doesn't have as many big contenders as the NFC does, but again, I feel like two people from the North aren't going to make it in the wild cards.
Yeah.
So I feel like, the Browns or the Ravens or the Steelers
The
have a better
team's just
chance.
too young. They're developing, and they're a
Mhm.
team that's going to be good in a couple years.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
isn't their
Very
year.
low chance.
Yeah.
Right. They're going to get beat up. They're doing good now. They're going to get beat
They're
up.
getting better.
Yeah.
So
No, for
that's
sure.
definitely promising.
Yeah,
for
And
you
I was
guys.
to say, if I'm a Bengals fan, I'm happy with this so far.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Next question. Another wide receiver question from ADXN. I don't know if you say his name like that or not, but I'm not going to try to say it any other way. Is Keenan Allen a top 10 wide receiver? There's a lot of good receivers in the league right now. He is fringe for me.
I agree.
Maybe top 15.
Last year, I probably would have said he was a top 10 receiver.
I feel like he's not. I would have to look at a list.
That's what I would have to. On
the
top of my
receivers.
head.
Just off the top is close.
I'd say no, just because, like, honestly, you don't hear about him too much, which I get. It's like, hey, he might be
That's
underrated.
because the
but
team doesn't do much.
That's because I feel like he is very underrated.
Yeah.
But I feel he's always been really good. He's had injury problems throughout his career. I think he
Yeah.
had 2 season-ending injuries back to back, which
Yeah.
really didn't help his cause. But to come back from that and have a good season like he did last year, he's a good route runner. But then they also, like, I'm not 100% convinced anymore he's the best receiver on his own team because they have Mike Williams over there, who's been inconsistent. So I will say that Keenan Allen is better than him. He's also aging a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fringe for me. It's tough for me to say no because he is very underrated.
I think so too. Top 15 definitely, but I would have to look.
That's what I think I have him around, like the 15 range.
Yeah.
But yeah, without the list next to us, it's kind of... Let's move on to the next one. From Aaron Fireball. How do you feel about the Panthers in the coming years?
Thank you for your question. I honestly feel pretty good about them in the future. This season, I don't think it's their season. I know you guys are a little bit more sold on them than I am, but you got to be happy with what's happening. I mean, they're 2-0, right? So they got Matt Rule. This is his second year, right, as the head coach. So, maybe he got Sam Darnold now. He's kind of putting some puzzle pieces together. I mean, could be a young division here in a couple years.
Yeah, I do want to say this real fast. You have the Falcons with an aging Matt Ryan. You have Brady, who's aging also. So in a few years, those guys won't be there. If Sam Darnold pans out, I'm still skeptical about.
Yeah,
but it's going to be looking good for the Panthers.
That's the thing. Like, if he's good and he can turn out to be their guy, then they can build more pieces around him.
Right.
But if he's not,
they will find that out this season whether or not he's the guy.
And they got a good base with DJ Moore. They got Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Like, they have
Robbie
some good
Robbie
players.
Anderson is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're starting to build their defense up too. Like, they're
That's what I'm
slowly
saying.
getting good. They're no longer a joke anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's all based around Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
I feel
for sure.
if he could be the guy or not.
What record do you think the Broncos will have at the end of the year from R-Dub? So obviously they're 2-0 right now. As of right now,
2-15.
I agree with that. No,
No,
I'm just kidding. Denver Broncos. Frick, dude, I wasn't expecting them to get off to a 2-0 start.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to win more than 8 games this year.
I don't think so either. I'd be highly
They play the
shocked.
Because
Jets
they're
next
2-0,
week.
I'm going to... dude, 8 seems steep.
Oh dang, they have a tough schedule.
I'm going to go 7. 7 or 8. It's going to be 7
I
or
don't
8
even know if
wins
they'll
and
win
they're
that
gonna
much. I would say maybe like 6. I mean, they played the Ravens, the Steelers, the Raiders, the Browns, Washington, Cowboys, Eagles, Chargers, Kansas City.
Yeah.
That is a tough schedule.
I was
Jeez.
right around 5 or 6.
Kansas City twice. I mean, Oakland twice, Chargers twice.
that's
Man,
brutal.
I'd give them 6 tops looking at that.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say 7 because they're 2-0 right now. So it's
Yeah.
only 5 more games.
Would
Not
you
to
say-
say that they can't sneak a win out of one of those teams.
You said what, 6?
You're right.
6.
You said, all right, 5 then.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hey, at least it's fun right now before things
Yeah.
start going. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, not to say that it will go downhill, but I don't know, man.
We'll see. We gotta see more, but
I think that. Wait,
That
hold
it?
on. Let me see. I got to scroll through. I might have screenshotted a couple more things here. There are some questions that you guys submitted, by the way, that we might just make full videos on.
Yeah.
But we got to make sure we do some research and really.
And I just want to say this too. Like, you guys are putting some banger questions in that comment section. I didn't know how this would turn out, but you guys are throwing them out there, and they're amazing
a
questions.
lot of
So please
interaction. We
keep it
definitely
up.
appreciate
We
it.
love it.
Inbox Island question, real quick. Thoughts on Taylor Heinicke? I think he's so underrated. Said the Vikings fan.
Vikings fan.
VI-skins fan.
Vikings and Washington football team.
Mix up.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's literally what his logo is.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
not
right.
to get confusing, but
Got to
This-
see more from him. I mean,
this is
it's
my
too soon.
thing. This
I
is
don't
my
know.
thing. Can you see this guy winning a Super Bowl?
No.
That's what I look at a quarterback and I'm like, if he's surrounded by a good team, do I think he can win the Super Bowl? I'm gonna have to say no.
I love the kid's heart. I'll say that much. He's out there. He's fighting, dude. He had to work so hard for this, and I respect him so much for coming as far as he did. But I could see this being like a Devlin Hodges situation.
That's
where
exactly what I was just thinking about.
he has that hype up for a little bit.
He has performed better than Hodges, though.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
he
you're
is
right.
better than him, without a doubt.
Last week, he played very good. He put
Yeah.
up a lot of points, and then you
Yeah.
seen him do it in the playoffs versus Tom Brady. He was
Yeah.
the closest one to knocking them off.
I know.
Yeah.
He threw that costly pick against the Giants that almost ended the game, but
Unless if you think he's, I don't know. I don't think he's necessarily underrated. Unless if you think he's a Pro Bowl type player.
I don't know what people are
which-
saying about him right now. Like, are people
don't
saying,
either.
like, yeah, he's the answer for the team?
Because I
or
think a lot of people are kind of hyped about him personally.
Here's the
potential. I mean, I don't
The
know.
thing is, like, Ryan Fitzpatrick, what do you think of him as a football player?
I mean, he was
He
just
was average.
And-
Good backup.
And I would put him over.
Fitzpatrick even
Taylor Heinicke.
now, right? I don't know if I would do that
I would.
now. I don't think I would do
I
that
don't believe
now.
in Fitzpatrick at all. He would always win a few games and then just fall off.
I
But,
don't know. Like I said, I don't see him. I think again, he has an amazing heart. I feel like he could do decent, but I don't see him being like a future great quarterback.
Yeah.
I need to see more from him. I think there's potential in him. We'll see.
From Jack Falk, a question for Inbox Island. What do you think about, a question from Jack Falk, a question for Inbox Island. What should the Vikings do about their kicker?
Yeah.
I've said it before. I don't know if you guys have a curse with kickers or what.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel so bad for you guys.
That was such
Are
a
the Vikings the one that have
shank
always
of
had
a-
a problem with kickers?
That's what I'm saying.
Is
Yeah.
that the team
Yeah.
that always have had a
Yeah.
problem?
the Bears kind of had a problem there for a little bit, but yeah, maybe it's that
They've
division.
lost big games because of kickers. Not even
Yeah.
hard field goals either.
It's
I mean,
so
there's nothing you
tough, man.
can do, really.
No.
I mean,
Find a new one.
I mean,
If there's one available.
obviously their kicker lost them the game last week.
Mm.
Has he been doing bad besides that? I haven't
I
really
don't
been
know.
I
following
don't know.
him.
I mean, you can't, like I said, for the Steelers, Chris Boswell had a terrible season a few
Mm.
years ago, but now he's one of the best again.
Right.
So
Now, he had an awful season. I mean, you just got to stick with your kicker and hope he can build some confidence back
Yeah.
up.
The thing is, too, like, again, it goes a lot with the hold. So we don't know if the hold could have been a little off. It might have been slanted to the left a little bit, which forced it to go. We don't know the wind that was going on, So, again, mistakes happen, unfortunately. If he continues to do this and continues to lose games for you, yes, you need a new kicker. Look into it. But right now, with just one game, I don't think you necessarily say let's cut him.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I feel
keep
like
him for now.
I feel like you guys have the right guy there for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You got to just stick with him and hope he
Mhm.
just gets a couple together. All right, we're gonna end things here. I want to maybe tease a couple questions that we can make full videos
Little
on.
teasers.
Little teasers.
This isn't even a question, but this is good. This is
Okay.
juicy right here. This is one of my favorites.
Let's take it.
From Michael Scara. To
Okay.
be honest, I think the NFL is fixed.
Ooh.
I seen that one.
This is another
That's
Aaron
like a
Rodgers
little
conspiracy
conspiracy.
theory. I love this.
I
I think
love
we could do a
that.
whole video on that.
So much.
All
One
right.
other one that I have screenshotted, we're going to go through more. Question, is Patrick, Hill, and Kelsey the best big three in NFL history? That's quarterback, receiver, tight end.
Ooh.
Do a whole video on that.
We're
That's a
gonna
good
do
one.
We're going to do a whole
It's a
video
good
on
one.
that.
Oh, yeah.
If you think there's somebody else that's better, help us out. Put a 3 down there so we don't have to do as much
gosh, yeah.
research. But,
Yeah, help us out a little bit.
yeah, we got to do some research on that because obviously
Yeah.
there's quarterbacks, tight ends,
Yeah.
whatever that played before we even started
Yeah.
watching football
Yep.
that we got to give
Man.
respect to.
Mhm.
But
You got me hyped up, dude. I want to
Uh-huh.
get into these questions
That's
right
good,
now.
that's
man.
good.
Oh.
Drop your comments down below. Inbox Island. Every single week we're going to be answering your hard-hitting questions. Make sure you're subscribed and drop a like. We appreciate all of you, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.